Oh, it's cold. So in today's episode, it is freezing cold today, and we are going to be detailing the exterior of this 2003 F350 V10 Triton. So this is a work truck. When you look at this truck, this is not a show car. This is not a showpiece at all. This is a true work truck. So there's lots of damage on this thing, but we're going to clean it up the best that we can and be able to show you guys what we can do to an old beat up work truck like this. There's still a lot of life left in this truck. So we're going to use a bunch of our different products that we have and see what we can do. Guys, if you're enjoying videos like this, and I hope you are, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss stuff. So let's take a look around. We're going to do this quickly because it is cold outside, and I will show you what we're using for our washing system. And you can use this system at your shop, your garage, or even in your mobile detailing setup. So I'll show you that in just a moment. But let's take a look at the truck. There's going to be some things on here that we're not going to be able to do much with. There's lots of deep scratches and gouges and peeling paint and all sorts of stuff. But what can we do? How can we improve this thing and make it look much better according to the customer's budget? So that's what we're going to focus on. But even on a budget, you can produce some amazing results on older work vehicles like this. Yeah, that's a bullet hole from the inside of the bed. A gun shot from this direction. Yep. So here's what we're working with today. Now, I've showed this system in many of our videos, but in many of the winter videos, I want to show you how this system is working for us. This is the AR Blue 630 hot water version. This can take up to 180 degrees. So I have it piped into our hot water, which is piped into our tankless hot water heater up there. That's for the whole house. So I was able to pipe it here. We have cold water here, but when I pipe it into the system here, I have it all teed and wide off here so that when I need to use the CR spotless system, I can just shut off a couple of valves and run that. Right now we're going to be using the hot water system, and this is amazing. Once the water comes out, it is slightly cool, but it warms everything up, the hoses and all the fittings. And once you start into the job, you do feel the hot water, but of course the paint is going to be cold. The paint is warm since it was sitting indoors, but if you're doing this mobile, the car is going to be cold sitting outdoors. You don't have to worry about it hurting glass. It's not going to shatter anything or ruin anything, because by the time the water gets out, it is slightly cool anyway. It's cooled down dramatically. So it's not a true hot water pressure washer or a steam pressure washer, but it is much improved, much better than just having cold water. So we fill up our buckets with hot water. We're going to fill up our foam cannon also with our soap. What I'm going to do is get another shampoo in here. I'm going to put this in the wheel bucket, and let's get another shampoo we can use in here. So we're going to use some CarPro Reset. There we go. That's about 2 ounces. It's not that bad out? Oh, it's not that bad out. Mm-hmm.
Just have to dress for the weather.
Yeah, you just have to dress for the weather. Mm-hmm.
just have to dress for the weather. Yeah, right.
All right, so wheels were just done. They didn't come out perfect, but we did have to use some iron decon on them. They actually cleaned up pretty good, but they have a lot of grit and burnt on stuff. Not much we can do. However, there's a lot of tar on the bottom of this truck, so we're gonna use some Decon tar. I have the Turtle Wax one too if we need it, if I run out of this one, because I'm running low. Gotta get some more. And I am going to do all the bottoms here because it is really bad with tar. This stuff does act pretty quick. It will start to dissolve tar bits almost on contact. So we'll focus in on some of those little bits that are melting away on here. I also use the iron decon down here, but oddly enough, it didn't pick up a lot of iron particles. So most of this is going to be tar. See the tar starting to dissolve and run? If you don't see that, sometimes there's like a little crust on the surface. You'll need to agitate. This is not a spray-on, rinse-off product. It does need agitation, so let's go get a towel. Wifey so nicely folded all of these. Let's not make a mess now. Here we go. So you can spray some on to your towel also, but just lightly agitate, and sometimes there is like a little bit of a crust buildup on the tar that you need to kind of break through, and then it starts to dissolve easier. There's actually some paint on here, so we're going to use some lacquer thinner once we pull this in also. It needs it. Whatever is not dissolving with the tar remover, the lacquer thinner will take care of. Did you get the roof?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep, shade.
You liar. You're a liar.
Use a ladder.
Wow. So even with a proper wash and decon, I still need to do the bottoms a little bit more, but look how improved it looks. I know it's wet paint. Wet paint actually looks good, no matter even the condition of the paint, but it's clean. So let's pull it in, dry it, blow dry it, finish the rest of the bottoms there and get all that tar and bit off of the bottom portions. Let's see how it looks like all dried up. We'll block it all. So now it's pulled in and blown dry, towel dried, and let's see what we can do about that. Again, not true polishing or paint enhancement or anything like that, but I'll show you how to use an all-in-one quickly, efficiently to get some really good results. But overall, yeah, it's looking really good. So Wifey is going around and hitting all of the trim with Stoner's Trim Shine. That's looking really nice. It's gonna soak in. Probably have to hit that a few times, huh? Let me get to removing some of the road paint. It's mostly in the front there. And we're also gonna hit, whoa, I almost tripped. There we go. Safety first. And you can see some of the chrome here has some rust. So I'm gonna show you what we can use to remove that. Gloss up that chrome, make it look really, really nice. And let's see, do we have any other issues going on? A little bit of water spotting in the glass, not too bad. We're gonna be careful around the edges here of the vinyl because it's already peeling away, so just be careful of that. Polish up this chrome, but of course it's peeling a little bit there also. This is a matte finish painted metal, so we're just going to protect that, use some sort of a spray sealant on that, but that's about it. We're not going to touch the headlights because customer will be replacing these at a later time. And as you can see, lots of imperfections in the paint. Not going to go crazy here. We are just cleaning it, making it nice and smooth and glossy, and making this thing look amazing as much as we can within, of course, the customer's budget. So here we do have some paint, a little bit of leftover tar. So instead of using lacquer thin, I'm going to opt into Ulix first from Kosh Chemie. Let's see how well this can do. This is a very strong solvent. A little bit goes a long way. That seems to be chipping, yeah, some rock chips, but it does melt that road paint away pretty easily. I would say just as fast as lacquer thinner. And yes, you can use lacquer thinner. That's totally fine to use, just like this stuff. Just be careful with it. Use it gently. Don't be too aggressive. Don't spray it onto the paint. Don't pour it onto the paint, but just use a microfiber towel. Put a few little drops on there. I shouldn't say drops. Few little squirts, and then just work it into the paint. That worked really well. Awesome. Now there's still a little bit of roughness here, so it does need to be clay barred, so I will do that after this. McKee's 37.
Is that the one that needs to be like rinsed?
No. No. No, this is just like O&R. This is a rinseless wash, like O&R. The Pure shampoo from from Turtle Wax. Oh, the Torque one. No, it's not that. So even after detarring and using an iron Decon, there's always some sort of junk on the paint that needs to still be clay barred. So chemical deconning has its place. Sometimes you need to use both. Sometimes just the clay bar is enough. Sometimes just the chemical decon is enough. It all depends. Feel the paint, see what it looks like, see what it feels like, and then go from there. If you don't need to use a clay bar, then don't use it. If the paint is smooth to the touch, then skip that part. Don't worry, you don't have to arbitrarily use it all the time. Same with chemical. If you are using an iron Decon or a tar remover, if you don't see it or feel it, move on. Don't use those products just for the sake of using them. I mean, if you're a business, obviously you want to save money and save product. If you're doing this on the side, or you're a detail enthusiast who just likes to do those processes, then that's cool, go right ahead. So all the deconning is done on the bottom portions. Look how nice it looks. Ooh, all the trim pieces here are all flushed out, and we're rinsing and pre-washing all of that gets flushed out. All of these seams around all the plastic pieces get flushed out. Yeah, they look nice and clean. And even the paint looks so much brighter, so much nicer. Let's kick it up another notch by just using an all-in-one. We're going to use the Rupes Uno. And we're not going to work this like we do our paint enhancements. We're not going to work it so much into the paint that we're worried about removing swirls and deep scratches and things like that. This is going to be a gloss enhancing type of service. So let's use this with, maybe we'll pick a black soft pad and see what it does, and if it needs a little bit more, then we'll kick it up a little bit. We're going to play around with the ratios and the combinations and just see what we can do that is gloss enhancing, getting the standard or the level of gloss that we want on the paint without going too far and without spending that much time. So let's figure that out.
Holy moly. That looks nice. Can I see a light?
No, you shouldn't be using a light.
I don't understand.
It encourages like us going overboard.
Oh, Lord. Sure does. Oh, but wow. Yeah, it's glossy and rich compared to that. Yuck. Ooh.
All right, so using the black pad definitely increases the gloss. As far as imperfections, we're not going to be worried too much about trying to get imperfections. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But you can see how bright and glossy it is compared to the adjacent panels. That to that. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty bad. But we're just using a black soft pad.
Kick it up to the orange pad.
You want to kick it up to the orange pad? All right, fine.
Might as well. It doesn't take longer.
Someone's going overboard.
It just will make it look better. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's so much better.
Really? Definitely a marked difference?
Yes.
That sounded like a question.
I think so.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's still... So, I mean, still got swirls, but whoa. Way better. Yeah, it's got some heavy, heavy... Wow. Yeah, that would need a lot more work, but again, we're not going crazy here. It's way better than that. All right, not bad. Some areas are going to look better than others. You can see on the roof here, or on the hood. Not bad, right? That was just a few light passes. All right, that's the goal. You can see, look at all the missing paint. So, yeah, this is a work truck. Now, this is an all-in-one. It has built-in protection in it already. They claim up to 60 days or so, or more, or 90 days, I believe. So 2 to 3 months. But if you want to top it, you can. Choose whatever topper that you like. Do a little, test area, see how it works on top of it. As far as bonding, don't worry about bonding issues. Most of these chemicals are going to be very similar to one another, use very similar types of formulas, and they will bond to one another, no problem. So you can mist and even use it to wipe the residue off. And it will, you know, give it some more gloss, but give it added protection also. So add whatever topper you like.
I did that door. That's not done.
Oh wow.
It's
Yeah.
deep and glossy.
The gloss is glossing. And we're not even using glossing. Wow. Man, this thing looks glossy. Whoa, it is coming out extremely glossy. Oh yeah, not bad at all. All right, the only things that we have left, I have this trim up here, the glass. We're going to quickly wipe down the wheels, dress these tires. So for the tires, we're going to use a solvent-based dressing. This one is from Lithium called Wheelie Grate. So it's what they call a tire conditioner and dressing. And this you can actually control the gloss levels on. If you just spray it on and let it sit, it's going to be very glossy, but that is not what we like to do, and I don't really recommend that because that does encourage sling. So what we're going to do is apply it with a brush, and check this brush out. Very worn down, I know, but it is good for knobby tires like this. So what I'm going to do is spray it onto the brush, not onto the tire itself. It's onto stream. Oh, I don't want that. There we go. Oh, much better. You can spray it onto the tire. In fact, watch, I'll demonstrate, I'll show you. You can mist it on like this, but it kind of makes a little bit of a mess. So again, I don't recommend it, but you can just wipe down the wheel when you're done. This brush will work into all of the grooves of the tire and all of the tread. You could use a little sponge applicator, but I do find that it takes a little bit longer on these huge tires. So a brush is going to be your friend when it comes to dressing tires like this. If you're dealing with smaller car tires, then you can definitely use the little sponge. All right, not bad. Very nice. I'm going to use just a little bit of bead maker just to clean up any mess that I may have made here on the wheel itself. All right, so we'll let that dry down. If we need to put a second application, we can, but that's looking really nice.
I can do the chrome bumper. I can reach that.
Okay.
That's about it.
The big work truck is now done, and it is looking incredible. Super glossy. The paint turned out really nice. Wheels and tires are looking great. I'm just going to even out the dressing on the tires. Glass is cleaned and protected. We used AM Rain on the windshield, and all of the trim is also protected and looking incredible. Not bad for an old work truck, right? This is a 2003. This is almost 20 years old, and it is used heavily as a work truck. So yeah, we brought it back to life, you know, gave it some gloss and protection, The paint is extremely smooth. All the chrome and plastic bits back here are looking awesome. Look at that chrome bumper. All the staining here was taken out. We used AM metal. It's their metal polish. All of the areas back here are cleaned as well. Looking really, really nice. So that's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. And if you're interested in any of the products and the tools that we used in today's video, then we will have those things linked below as well. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week.